Global News is going on the road to bring you a very special holiday event as we come together to support a special place for some very special families. Live December 2nd from Ronald McDonald House. Global News. We are Calgary.
You're looking at a bird's eye view of the Ronald McDonald House. The home provides out-of-town families of sick kids with a comfortable and affordable place to stay right across the street from the Children's Hospital. It's an important place all year long, but at Christmas, it takes on an even more significant role. Now, over the weekend, volunteers from First Calgary Financial were out the house, busy decking those halls. The team of elves went to work early Sunday morning, first unpacking and then setting up decorations throughout the house. The hours of work, just their way of helping families already dealing with just so much, but still getting to experience some of the joy over the holiday season. And speaking of joy, Linda and Gord are on location today at the Ronald McDonald House. Hello, you two. It's really wonderful to see how the community comes together to support these families.
Yeah, absolutely. The folks here at Ronald McDonald House have told us this community has embraced this special home and all that it has to offer.
Yeah.
23 families currently call the Ronald McDonald House home, and many of them will be right here through the holidays.
Now, it can mean being away from extended family and missing out on many holiday traditions. But last year, the Thompson family found that a Christmas here can be very special as well.
Little Bella and her parents are from Swift Current, Saskatchewan, but they've spent over 500 nights here while Bella undergoes treatment for a rare condition called SCID. Although she was pretty sick last December, the Thompsons say they have wonderful holiday memories thanks to the efforts of house staff and volunteers.
So we took pictures of the beautiful meal that they made and sent it to our moms and said, don't worry, we're fed well. It was great for my husband and myself, you know, to wake up with all the lights and the massive Christmas bag of presents for Bella and to bring that to the hospital for her to open. It was great.
Now, she has been buzzing around here tonight already. Do not be surprised if she doesn't crash our party. She had a bone marrow transplant back in March and has been doing so well lately. Her family is hopeful that this Christmas they'll finally be able to go home.
Yeah, we hope so. So if you hear screaming in the background, that might be Bella with a big smile on her face. We want to go to Paul Dunphy. He's joining us tonight, hanging out with some special kids. Paul?
Yeah, we're at the craft table, and Bella and her mom Kyla are here at the craft table as well. I'm also joined right now by Kate, her husband Ian, and their son Owen, who are from Red Deer and are staying here at Ronald McDonald House. Now, you're not here for Owen.
No, we're here for our son Oliver, who was premature. He was born on October 25th. He was 30 weeks gestation.
Wow, so he's like 6 weeks old now.
Yep.
And he spent his whole time here.
Yes, yep, at Foothills Hospital here. Yep.
Right, and you have been living here at Ronald McDonald House because it's a lot more convenient than doing that long drive to Red Deer for sure.
Exactly, so it's way quicker to go 3 minutes down the road than an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's literally steps away. It's just like right across the street, so that is fantastic. Now, you're going to be here for a while yet, right?
We're kind of on a waiting list, so we're not sure. We're not sure when we're going to get called to come home, so... but he'll have to spend some time at the Red Deer Hospital as well, so we're just waiting for that. So.
Okay, well, fantastic. I know you want to be home for Christmas if possible.
That's what we're hoping for, yes.
That would be fantastic. Good luck with that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks, Paul. It is a very busy night here at Ronald McDonald House.
Yeah, especially in the kitchen. Volunteers are there busy helping prepare the dinner. We'll chat to one of them a little bit later.
All right, guys, yeah, some incredible stories there. We will check in with you very soon. Another live shot from the Ronald McDonald House, right across from the Alberta Children's Hospital, a home away from home for so many families in need. Now, it costs about $200 to house a family each night. The house asks families to contribute just $12 of that. Families responsible for their own cooking and cleaning, but once in a while, they get some help. Our own Linda Olson is helping out in the kitchen tonight. Linda, volunteers with the Children's Wish Foundation have brought in a tasty dinner. I think I can even smell it from here. It smells good.
Oh, it smells so good. Everybody's getting hungry here. And you know, volunteer groups come in most nights and help prepare or organize dinner for the family. Kyla Martin with the Children's Wish Foundation of Canada joins me now. Your group is here tonight. Why is it important for you to take part in this, helping prepare the dinner for the families?
Sure. Well, in addition to giving back to the community, it's really important we know firsthand and speak to our families and know how much the house means to them. So we really want to provide our support as well.
And what a neat way to, for something special for your team to do, right? Because it feels so good to be here and make a difference.
Yeah, so it's awesome to get out of the office and you know, step away a little bit from the wishes and be able to connect with the families one-on-one and even do check-ins every so often and see how everyone's doing. So
especially at this time of year. So you're here tonight and it's a pizza dinner, I saw, with salad and all kinds of goodies. But you're also coming back later this month.
We're coming back on the 23rd, and we're going to have a waffle stations and hand out some little presents and just celebrate that this is a home away from home for a lot of people.
So you're here as a volunteer group helping prepare the dinner, but you do so much more than that with the Children's Wish Foundation.
Correct. We grant wishes to children that have life-threatening illnesses, and we actually have a wish that has been granted here in the house, and it's Jesse's wish, and his wish was they have a magic room here, and he wanted us to help them make it over. So when you go into the magic room here, Jesse's picture is up on the wall, and he's a knight, so it's fantastic.
Yeah, we'll tell you a little bit more about the magic room coming up at 6 o'clock. Thanks so much, Kyla, for joining us tonight. You're doing great work with the kids, and you know, it is all about the kids, so we want to leave you with look at Bella. She's been our special friend tonight. Hi, Bella. Can you say hi?
Hi, Bella. She only has eyes for that apple right now.
Yeah.
Pretty cute. Excellent stuff. Thanks so much, Linda. And it is all about those kids, and you can help support the Ronald McDonald House by picking up one of these cat-bought ornaments at Shaw Court downtown or at the Shaw Outlet in Sunridge Mall. You can also donate online to Ronald McDonald House. We have a link on our website. And that is it for the early news. Oh yes, we have some carolers to sing us off the air. We're going to have much more from the Ronald McDonald House at 6, including an interview with some Calgary Flames who make visiting the house a regular routine. Global National is next. Enjoy.
Down to the village, with a broomstick in his hand, running with
Tis the season for giving and receiving, and you'll find plenty of both here. We're on the road at Ronald McDonald House, a haven, a refuge for out-of-town families when they need it most.
So come inside as we explore a home away from home that embodies the spirit of giving during the season of warmth. This is the News Hour. Here's Paul Haysom with what else we're working on.
Happy holidays.
Tonight on the News Hour.
Multiple gunmen opened fire in California.
She just said there was a shooting. She's scared. She's hiding in the closet.
Why police believe it was a cold and coordinated attack. A building blows up in Calgary, sending 3 people to hospital.
3 people sustained burns to their faces.
What sparked it and how the blast actually blew off a door.
Another big turnout of farmers and ranchers at an information session on Bill 6, this time in Okotoks. I'm David Boucher. I'll have the story later on Global News.
Now from Global Calgary, the News Hour with Gord Gillies and Linda Olson.
Good evening. We do begin with breaking news from California tonight. The worst mass shooting in the United States since the Newtown school massacre just 3 years ago. Tonight, the deadly drama is still unfolding on the streets of San Bernardino. It's about an hour drive from Los Angeles, and in the last half hour, SWAT teams surrounded a black SUV near the shooting scene. Several reports say 2 suspects are down, possibly dead, and a third may still be on the run. Whoever they are, they killed at least 14 people and injured 17 others. Danielle Nottingham has a top story.
SWAT teams race through the streets of San Bernardino as police search for the gunman who attacked the Inland Regional Center, 60 miles east of Los Angeles.
There is an active scene. I believe there may be a suspect down.
The social services facility serves people with developmental disabilities in the area. Police say up to 3 people entered the facility and opened fire at a conference area where the San Bernardino County Department of Public Health was having a banquet.
These are people that came prepared, that they were dressed and equipped in a way to indicate that they were prepared, and they were armed with long guns, not handguns.
Debbie Alvarez's daughter was inside the building.
She texted me and she said she was cold, and she told me she was shot in her side, and that they were pretending to be dead because these guys were still out there.
President Obama sent his condolences to the victims and once again called for tougher gun laws.
We don't yet know what the motives of the shooters are, but what we do know is that there are steps we can take to make Americans safer.
Police don't know whether the shooting is related to terrorism. Danielle Nottingham, CBS News, San Bernardino, California.
Now, a police officer was hit during the takedown. His injuries are not life-threatening. Terrorism has not been ruled out as a possible motive. Well, back here at home, disaster struck at a business in the southeast this afternoon. An explosion and fire sent 3 men to hospital with serious burns. The blast so strong it blew the garage doors right off the building. Here's Sarah Offen.
Yeah, you can really get a sense here at the scene of just how strong the force of this blast was. And we're seeing the garage doors from this welding shop here at Hennessy Welding completely blown about 150 feet across this lot when this propane tank exploded. And we're also seeing the walls of this garage also bent out, again, just from the force of that blast. Now, 4 people were inside the garage when it happened. One of the workers that wasn't hurt tells me that they were trying to change a valve on a large propane tank when it exploded, and that tank, he says, was supposed to be empty. Now, he describes a loud boom and suggests his boss suffered the most serious injuries to his face and neck. 2 others were also hurt. 2 fire engines, aerial crews, the heavy rescue team, hazmat crews, and EMS were all called to this scene at Hennessy Welding. Again, this happening around 1:15. They tell me that the first arriving crews assessed patients and turned them over to EMS. It didn't take long for them to put out small fires inside the garage.
It was a single alarm fire and it was out very quickly, so that was less of a concern than the explosion and the injuries caused as a result.
Well, fire investigators as well as occupational health and safety are here on scene as they continue to look into the cause. Sarah Offen, Global News.
Meantime, occupational health and safety also investigating a man's death at another southeast business. It happened around 10 o'clock this morning. The worker fell off a roof. The 54-year-old was rushed to hospital but later died in hospital. At this point, it's not known which company he worked for. A stop work order is now in effect. Well, farmers fighting a new safety bill hit the highway in a convoy today. Tractors and trucks made a drive from Fort Macleod to Okotoks. They say small tweaks just not enough, and they want to bury the bill. Here's David Boucher.
The convoy slowly made its way up Highway 2 from Fort Macleod, and along the way, some came out to lend their support as they watched it go by.
This is who we are. These are the people we are. We are standing up for what we believe in. This is what Albertans are made of. We deserve the right to be heard.
Farmers and ranchers have been protesting Bill 6, which would give paid farm workers protection under regulations still to be determined.
We don't think it's necessary for us to have WCB forced upon us. We believe that the option should be there for private insurance and benefits.
For its part, the province admits it hasn't communicated its intentions very well, and now it is saying that it's introducing some amendments to make sure that children and neighbors and other volunteers won't be subject to the rules that will come into effect under Bill 6.
This is for paid workers on farms and ranches, and so we are responding to their concerns and putting that up front. Is always our intent.
It's a start, say farmers and ranchers.
That's a first step in understanding how farms work, but it doesn't go nearly far enough.
We don't want to be bound by any bills on the farm. We don't want red tape on the farm.
But the province has no intention of scrapping the bill and starting over. That's not what the crowd wanted to hear.
I'm quite
I'm happy with the level of engagement. I wouldn't call it a backlash.
David Boucher, Global News, Okotoks.
Now the bill with the amendments goes for second reading tonight. Well, it's still not clear if hundreds of Syrian refugees headed to Calgary will have housing. Ottawa wants landlords to step up, and Tracy Nagai met one young man who's looking forward to a new life.
A young musician forced to flee Syria. He now lives in Jordan as an asylum seeker.
When the Syrian regime happened, a lot of the guys were taken to the Syrian army. If I didn't go to the Syrian army, what we call the Free Army will take me to with them.
Just 20 years old, he's in the process of being privately sponsored. A Calgarian in waiting, hoping one day to have a family that will live free from the oppression he faces.
I don't want my children to do that. I want them to live a normal life like all people, to study, to go to college, to do anything they want.
Sponsoring Nazir is no small feat. The cost about $13,000, a year of accommodations and time spent waiting through paperwork.
The only way that he could come to Canada would be through private sponsorship because he's a single male.
By the end of this year, 850 Syrian refugees will call Alberta home, and there's still a major hurdle for those sponsored by the government.
We have three priorities: housing, housing, and housing.
Despite it being the priority, the federal government won't commit to providing more funding. Instead, it's asking the private sector to step up.
Main Street Equity Corp will be offering at minimum 200 apartment units with 90 days of free rent.
It's these kind of incentives that will ease some of the stress for refugees.
I'm just a human being who wants to live his life as a normal citizen.
Tracy Nagai, Global News.
And we hope to follow Nazir's journey through the entire refugee process. Well, Paul Dunphy joins us now with our first look at the forecast. Paul, I don't know how you did it, but please just keep it coming.
No kidding. What a great day. Once again, 8 degrees today. We're standing out in front of Ronald McDonald House, of course. We're going to light the joint up in a few minutes. But right now, let's take a look at some lights of downtown Calgary from our live camera that we have in the Suncor Energy Center. After our high of 8 degrees, we're now sitting at 2, and the winds are calm, so it's quite a pleasant evening. Number of systems to the north of us not really affecting us, but may by Friday. We might see a rain-snow mix moving in on Friday with that system that's currently off the west coast. But tomorrow looks good. In fact, light winds starting out of the southwest in the morning, switching to southerly at 20 in the afternoon. Another bright day on the way, and once again, we expect to hit 8 degrees tomorrow. Your full forecast is still to come.
Well, many of us are busy decking the halls in our own homes. Well, check out the decorating efforts at Ronald McDonald House.
Yeah, some elves from First Calgary Financial spending several hours on Sunday helping to make this home away from home feel like Christmas. And what a great job. Just one way volunteers make this place cheery for families going through so much.
Now, Christmas is definitely in the air here. Here's a reality check, though. At any time, 23 families are staying at Ronald McDonald House while their children receive treatment at the nearby Children's Hospital kitty corner to this street.
The house provides out-of-town families with an affordable place to stay and a lot more. Let's take you on a tour, starting with the place considered the heart of any home.
We want to be a home away from home for the families that have to come, and the kitchen is always a place of comfort.
This kitchen is a wonderful gathering place. Families get their own fridge space and can cook meals, but also volunteer groups come in and make dinner almost every night.
After you've been at the hospital all day long or till late in the evening, it's great to be able to come back to a meal or to even leftovers that have been prepared earlier in the day.
Close by is the bright playroom with many donated toys where parents can keep an eye on their kids while they're busy in the kitchen. It's not just young ones calling this home. Patients are treated at the Children's Hospital up to 18, so this teen room is just for them.
But we designed this so that this was actually like a teen cave kind of place where kids, even if they're teens and maybe you don't want to spend all that time with younger kids or with the family, you have a place you can get away from everything.
This is the Magic Room. It's a very special place for the kids who stay here and their siblings, but we can't show it to you. It's a well-kept secret just for the kids. There's all kinds of wonderful things inside and a way to bring some magic to the lives of the kids who stay here.
Gold sparkles, some red.
From magic to crafts and something unique to this Ronald McDonald house.
We have a child family life specialist and we have a recreation coordinator. And in short, their job is about creating diversions. So when kids and families are here, they don't have to spend all their time worrying about the next prod and poke.
There's also a library for quiet time. 23 suites, 6 wheelchair accessible. All the necessities for families that sometimes stay for years at a time. And for those here over the holidays, an extra special touch.
We want this to be as festive and as pleasant a time as we can. So, because nobody wants to be away from family and home at Christmas.
Yeah, it is dressed up so nicely here.
Beautiful.
Really, the Christmas spirit is everywhere. And you know, they talk about location is everything. This place is literally across the street from the Children's Hospital. 544 steps, which makes a big difference for families who want to come and go and visit and maybe get away for a little while.
Got lots more coming up from Ronald McDonald House, including how you can help the families here through the Shaw Season of Warmth campaign. It's easy and you'll like it. We are just moments away also from a very special event. And this.
You have someone there to give you a hug and tell you it's going to be okay.
Imagine being away from home for 2 years with a sick child. Just how special the staff are at Ronald McDonald House, especially during the holidays. And
the last time the zoo had a new addition, it was the Penguin Plunge, but even these famous characters will soon have to share the stage with our co-stars from Madagascar. Yeah, the lemurs are coming. Details tonight on Global News.
Later in the news, you'll hear from one of the greatest Canadians to ever play in the Canadian Football League. After 9 years, number 9 is retiring. You'll hear from John Cornish later on.
Sedans, shuttles, executive vans, and limousine service to Calgary International Airport arrive stress-free and on time. Think Ambassador Limousine. 403-299-4910.
You know, many of the families living here at Ronald McDonald House will be here right through the holidays.
Being away from home over Christmas obviously isn't easy, but the staff here go above and beyond to help keep the season bright. Here's Heather Urix-West.
Where should we go? Yeah, you say hi?
At nearly 2 years old, Bella Thompson tears around the halls of Calgary's Ronald McDonald House like she owns the place. This isn't just a home away from home for the toddler. It's the only home she's really ever known.
It's been 2 years since we've been home.
Bella suffers from a very rare form of a condition called SCID, or severe combined immune deficiency. She's already been through 9 surgeries and a bone marrow transplant, spending more than 500 nights in a hospital a province away from her family's Swift Current home.
Everything she's been through, hundreds of pokes, 9 surgeries, some torturous procedures in hospital, and she's developed patience. She smiles.
Who are we going to see next week, honey? Who's coming?
Bella's cheerful nature may be thanks to all of the love and support that surrounds her and her family here. Under this roof, the Thompsons have a safe place to call home, hot meals at the ready, and all of the emotional support they could ask for.
When you are so stressed out you can't put words together, you don't have the energy to eat, and then you have someone there to give you a hug and tell you it's going to be okay. You know, 2 years, that doesn't get old. Oh, this looks good.
Especially this time of year. The holidays can be painful when families are so far apart. But the Thompsons have special memories of their last Christmas in Calgary because it was here.
It was great for my husband and myself, you know, to wake up with all the lights and the massive Christmas bag of presents for Bella, and to bring that to the hospital for her to open. It was great.
Heather Yurex-West, Global News.
Well, you can hear in Kyla's voice just how much this place has meant to them. It's been 8 months now since Bella's bone marrow transplant. She's doing well. The family's hoping they'll be back home for Christmas this year.
Yeah, we sure hope so. And she's been part of our day here today, and we
Might
hear
her.
Yeah, she's so much fun. She's just really touched all our hearts. And now it's time for a very special event. Any minute now, Ronald McDonald House will be all lit up with lights.
Let's go to Paul for the ceremonial flicking of the switch for the Christmas light display, Paul.
Hey, we are outside and with Kyla and Bella. Hi, Bella.
Hi.
Are you excited? Yeah, we are going to light up the house. We're going to get everybody here to help us do this. 13,000 LEDs coming on. Okay, everybody, let's count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wow! Spectacular. Absolutely amazing. Kyla, Bella, thank you so much for being with us today. I understand you've been here for like 2 years, right?
Yeah, we've been away from home for 2 years. We've been in Calgary House since June 2014. Yeah.
And you're hoping to go home for Christmas?
Yes, her doctors are very positive that we'll get home for Christmas.
That is excellent. Good luck with that.
Yeah, yeah. She's very excited about the Christmas.
She sure is. She's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Hi, Bella.
Yeah. The touch, yeah.
Paul Dunphy, you're lighting up the forecast and also lighting up the Ronald McDonald House. Looks great.
Feel like you're walking through the forests of Madagascar.
Well, a new exhibit is coming to the Calgary Zoo. We'll tell you how much of your tax dollars will be going into the project. And we are learning more tonight about the 19-year-old accused of killing 3 people near Edson, what his relationship was with one of the victims.
Wow, what an exciting evening. Absolutely amazing. We have the carolers here. Just now, our hayride is starting to pull up in front of Ronald McDonald House. We've lit the house up with 13,000 LEDs. It's a beautiful evening after a beautiful day in Calgary. Temperature's starting to fall off a little bit right now. We did max out at 8 degrees, and we're now sitting at 2 degrees. Here's a view of the Calgary Tower from our live camera over the downtown core. Light winds once again. Had a Chinook arch today. It was a gorgeous day. These are the current temperatures around the area. A little cooler in Bragg Creek and Strathmore. They've fallen off to -1 there, but it's still as warm as 5 degrees in Airdrie. And the Deerfoot Mall is sitting at 7 degrees. East Village at 5, 4 degrees in the Cochrane area. Banff is -2, Lethbridge is +2, and it's -8 in Red Deer right now. Drumheller Valley sitting at -4. Edmonton -5 degrees. The winds were not as strong as we thought they would be today. This is the wind field across southern Alberta. As expected, down through the Pincher Creek area, Waterton Park and Lethbridge, that's where we saw the strongest winds, but the wind warnings have now been ended, and the winds will be light through the night and through the day tomorrow. A couple of systems moving across the continent, 3 actually, a big one moving through the Great Lakes and now moving through the northeastern United States and into Atlantic Canada. Then we've got 2 systems here in the west, one to the north of us and another one coming into the west coast. That will not affect us until Friday. On Friday, though, it may trigger a rain-snow mix in the Calgary area in around the noon hour. Ahead of that, though, we are 8 degrees on the plus side tomorrow in Calgary, and then 7 degrees on Friday. But if we get that rain-snow mix, it might be kind of hard to get to that 7 degrees. Regardless of what happens on Friday, though, I expect a recovery on the weekend. We're partly cloudy both Saturday and Sunday with highs of 5 Saturday and 8 on Sunday. Monday about 7, again, partly cloudy. We're mostly cloudy Tuesday with a high of 7 degrees, and next Wednesday we'll bring a sun cloud mix, and we expect we'll do about 5 degrees. So all in all, pretty decent forecast for early in December.
You're watching the NewsHour on Global Calgary.
Well, move over penguins. There's a new species coming to the Calgary Zoo. Officials promising you will love the land of the lemurs, but you may not love what it will cost for taxpayers. Here's Doug Vason.
Those lovable penguins have been thrilling visitors for years now.
Just a little bit, yes, they do. This is the first exhibit we always come and see. Yeah.
But just like in the movies, the penguins will soon have to share the stage with these guys, the lemurs of Madagascar. San Diego Zoo has its safari walk. Calgary Zoo will have its land of lemurs.
You know, quite often the lemurs will be up in the trees running around, bouncing around, and people won't necessarily get super close to them, but other times you'll come and the lemurs will come right down and we expect them to be really close to people.
The land of lemurs will be here, close to the lions in the southeast part of the zoo, and it will look more like this at least half of the year.
It'll feel like you're walking through the forests of Madagascar, at least that's what we're going for.
In winter, they will live in a new climate-controlled home. Wednesday, a city committee approved $2.7 million for the project. That's a third of the total cost.
They're such lovely, friendly, sociable little animals.
Actor John Cleese loves lemurs, even had a species named after him, and he's endorsing the project and the zoo's conservation efforts for these at-risk animals.
Calgary Zoo will have a community-based conservation initiative in Madagascar, so working with the locals to save the habitat to protect the lemur.
Ethan, he wants to see you.
When the penguins arrived in 2012, attendance at the zoo increased by almost 300,000. The lemurs are also expected to be a main attraction.
Make it very similar, but outside with primates, lemurs instead of being birds.
Up to 25 of them here by 2017. Doug Vason, Global News.
And should taxpayers subsidize the Calgary Zoo's Lemur Walk? That's our web poll tonight. You can have your say at globalnews.ca/Calgary. Well, they just set up shop in Calgary, but what's for sale may be Cabela's itself. We'll explain. Plus,
Calgary is the consumer debt capital of Canada.
Calgarians deep in debt, the newest warnings about spending all too much. And
63.
Bingo! Who doesn't love it? How the beloved game is giving everyone at Ronald McDonald House a much-needed break.
Date night. Kick it up a notch with our luxury fleet of stretch limousines and sedans. Book now, 403-299-4910, Ambassador Limousine.
Welcome back to our live coverage from Ronald McDonald House as we continue to take a look at what makes this place and the people in it so very special.
You know, when you're dealing with a seriously ill child, as the families here are, any distraction can be welcome. That includes bingo.
63. 63.
Yep, Monday night is bingo night, and it's one of the highlights of the week here. Big hit with the kids, of course. Gives everyone in the family a bit of a break from the daily routine, which is probably tests and treatments at the Children's Hospital. This home away from home has been a lifesaver for the Golden family from Grand Prairie. Their 5-year-old daughter, Isabella, had surgery in Edmonton in March to remove a brain tumor. Here's what happened after that.
And from there, we found out that we needed to do more treatment, and so we ended up getting a transfer down to Calgary because we had some family in Calgary, and it was good, but then we found out about the Ronald McDonald House.
It's been awesome. There's really so much to do here for the kids, and it keeps them distracted, it keeps them busy, it keeps them happy, and it helps us have a support system. Like, there's other families here that are going through the same things, and so you can have, you know, I think the funnest part for Jeff and I as parents is we put the kids to bed and then we come meet in the kitchen and everyone's having a cup of tea, and you just get to share how your day was and what your struggles were, what the highlights of your day was, and you have other people here that understand you.
Andrea and Jeff say Ronald McDonald House is also a financial lifesaver. They'd have to stay in hotels otherwise at a cost of thousands and thousands of dollars.
And by the way, we talked to the Goldens on Monday. The next day, they headed back to Grand Prairie and home for Christmas.
Nice. This is such a special night for the families. And Paul, there's some serious horsing around going on outside.
There is, yeah. Sleigh ride's about to get underway. No sled. We've got wheels on it tonight. And Jesse is on board. Jesse is Arnie's son. Arnie is with me, and Arnie's from Southern Alberta. You guys have spent a lot of time at Ronald McDonald House.
Well, yeah, we've spent 4.5 years here. Jesse has an incurable brain tumor. So we just control it. So Ronald McDonald House has been such a vital role in this, because when Jesse's here, he knows he's safe. It's like a safe haven. There's no needles, there's nothing. So this house, it's huge for us. If words, I couldn't put it into words. There's not enough ink and not enough paper in the world to put this into words. This house is the best thing for somebody that has a kid with a brain tumor, or because we go home for a week. We might be home for a week. We might be home for 10 days, and we come back for 2 weeks. Go home for 2-3 days sometimes, then back we are. It's just back and forth all the time, non-stop. It's just a great place, and the staff. I have to thank them live for all the things they've done for us, and it's just awesome. It's great. I love this house.
That's fantastic. And he does his chemo right here in the house, right?
Yes, that's right. That's the beauty. That's the best part about it all. They were able to customize our chemo, so we can do it here. That way, he doesn't have to be in the hospital, and it's just better for him. We do a super job of it. They tell us, and it's just good.
Okay, thank you so much for being with us tonight, and enjoy the sleigh ride.
Yes. Thank you.
Joining us now is Tracy Zell. And Tracy, you are president of Ronald McDonald House, of the board. Thanks so much for joining us today. We're learning so much about all that Ronald McDonald House offers for families, but it is costly, isn't it? Talk about how important the funding is to keep this going.
Sure. Yeah, the house is, because it is a house, there's a lot of costs that are incurred that people forget about. So there's the lights, the heat, the groceries, all the things that we need to have here to really make this a home for the families. And it's costly, and we really want to keep the cost for the families. They pay $12 a night to stay here, and the rest we fundraise, so that way they can afford to be here. So the funds are incredibly important for us to be able to provide the home, the programs, and just the support for the people going through some unimaginable things.
And that comes from the corporate and the private sector, right? 90% of your funds are from those groups.
Absolutely. So we really count on, the Calgary community, surrounding area as well. But there's a lot of companies that really step up. We have some great programs where organizations can have their employees volunteer and demonstrate their commitment to the community, and it just does amazing things for our families.
And quickly, we just have a few seconds left, but any plans to expand? I know the need is great.
Yeah, we, based on the numbers right now, we could double or triple in size based on need. So we're usually always full, and we have a waiting list just as long. So expansion is in the future.
Thanks so much. Tracy Zell, Ronald McDonald House.
They rely so much on volunteers here to help to keep the cost down, and the like. Groups are always coming in, cooking meals for the families. Tonight was no different. As we told you earlier, the Children's Wish Foundation put on a pizza party. If you'd like to help out, look under volunteer on their website and check out Home for Dinner. It's a great way for companies and families and groups to get together and give back.
We'll check back with those guys in a little bit. But first to business, and the rest of Canada seems to be getting the message, but Tamasia, Alberta continues to spend.
Many Albertans beyond their means. Right. The country's leading credit bureau says Alberta consumer debt is now the highest in the country, $6,000 higher than the national average. Calgary leads the way with an average consumer debt of over $28,000, excluding a mortgage. Edmonton is second highest at just over $26,000. And the number of people falling behind on their 90-day delinquency rate went up 13% over last year. Credit experts say it should be a warning for everyone, especially as the economy continues to be hit by low oil.
I'm not an economist, but if the price of oil doesn't turn around, and even if it does, experience tells me that we're not going to get hired up and things aren't going to turn around in 10 minutes anyway. I would be pretty conservative with respect to my expenditures right now, and for sure with respect to committing to more debt.
Experts say if you are falling behind, don't spend more than you make. Track your expenses and set a budget. If you need help, see a trustee in bankruptcy or a credit counselor for advice. More big earnings and profits for Canada's big banks. The biggest, RBC, reporting earnings of $2.59 billion in the latest quarter, with a 2015 record profit of $10.03 billion. That's an 11% hike from last year. Royal, the third major Canadian bank to report double-digit increases. Meanwhile, the Bank of Canada keeping its benchmark lending rate at 0.5%. The central bank says the economy is still fragile thanks to sliding oil. And boy, did it slide today, below 40 US, while natural gas fell 7 cents and gold took a $10 hit. Huge losses for North American markets. The TSX tumbled 172 points, the Dow 159, and our loonie with a small gain. Canadians seem to be pleased with their cell phone plans. For the first time since it started collecting records, a consumer group has received fewer official complaints about wireless services. The Commissioner for Complaints for Telecommunications Services says they fell to 9,988 from 11,340. But while telecom complaints are down, internet plan complaints are up. Trouble for the Cabela's chain, which recently opened in our city. The Nebraska-based retailer may be seeking a buyer for all or some of the sports chain. Its shares are down 11% this year, although they have risen more than 18% in last month on speculation of a buyout. Cabela's has 9 stores in Canada, with 3 others slated to open this year. And a record number of Americans went shopping on Black Friday for guns. According to the FBI's National Instant Criminal Background Check System, 185,000 plus requests were processed November 27th, more than any day on record. The previous high was in December 2012, following the shooting at the Sandy Hook Elementary School.
All right. Thanks so much, Master.
You're welcome.
We're learning more tonight about the young man accused of killing 3 people near Edson. The bodies of Dan Miller, Roxanne Berube, and Jasmine Miller were found Sunday afternoon. 19-year-old Michael Clayton Bailey is facing 2 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of second-degree murder. Bailey's uncle was once married to Roxanne. Bailey remains in hospital in serious condition after being shot by RCMP during his arrest. A family friend who has known him since he was born calls him kind and quiet. Well, there were tears today as the family of Craig Kellaway expressed the impact of his death. A sentencing hearing was held for Nicholas Raspberry, the 32-year-old, originally charged with second-degree murder, but was found guilty of the lesser charge of manslaughter. 31-year-old Kellaway was stabbed to death inside Raspberry's home back in 2013. The mother of his son told Raspberry, "This wasn't God's will, this was your will." The Crown is seeking 15 years. Defense wants time served, which is 13 months, before bail was granted.
Well, we are outside Ronald McDonald House, which is now lit up with 13,000 beautiful LED lights for Christmas. And let's switch from this camera to the camera we have over the downtown core and show you some more beautiful lights on City Hall, Old City Hall, all lit up for the holidays. Temperature at the airport right now is 2 degrees. The winds are calm in Calgary. It is time, of course, to take a look at our Canada-USA travelers forecast for tomorrow. These are current temperatures across the country. Vancouver currently sitting at 10 degrees. Well, we're at 2. It's 3 in the Toronto area. Toronto tomorrow makes about 7 degrees. We'll beat them by 1 degree. We expect to see 8 degrees in Calgary. It'll be 7 through the Halifax region, even 8 degrees in St. John's, Newfoundland tomorrow. So that's just an indication of some warmer air that has moved into that area. If you're headed to the USA, this is what you can expect temperature-wise. Starting to warm up again in the southwest with Phoenix up around 22 degrees. And there's not much in the way of watches or warnings south of the border. Most of the continent dominated by an area of high pressure. To the northeast, though, we have that low pressure system that's brought the snow and rain to the Great Lakes region and is now moving into the Maritimes and Atlantic Canada. But again, temperatures are fairly mild as it's also pumping in some warm air. We're still protected by this ridge of high pressure tomorrow. We'll start out with a southwest wind, pick up a southerly later in the day, and there's a possibility on Friday that that system you saw off the west coast will move in here with a rain-snow mix. But tomorrow looks like it's going to be pretty nice. Sunny once again, and our high temperature 8 degrees. Let's go back inside at Ronald McDonald House. Here's Gord.
Talked about this already a bit, Paul. The community and corporate support for Ronald McDonald House is so vital. Catherine Emberley joins us now, VP Operations Shaw Communications. Hello to you. Merry Christmas.
Hello. Merry Christmas as well.
Happy holidays.
Thank you.
It seems like an easy thing to get involved with, and I know Shaw does it on a bunch of different levels. What's important to you in your heart to get involved here?
Well, at Shaw, we're proud to support many different charities, but Ronald McDonald House has a very special place in our hearts. when you really think about what the families with sick children are going through, it's very easy to get behind the work that Ronald McDonald House does.
We talked about somebody who had already been 500 days here. 500 days, you know, this is your home away from home, and boy, oh boy. There's a bunch of different ways you can get involved, and we talked about dinners, but Shaw does a bunch of different things, don't they?
Yes, well, we asked our employees to kind of put up their hands, and man, did they ever. They're baking cookies, wrapping presents, decorating the house, making dinners. There's so many ways that they've got involved. Another great thing that our employees have done is we had our Christmas party a couple of weeks ago, and we asked all our employees to bring gift cards for the families, and we were absolutely blown away. Over $12,000 in gift cards were brought.
All donated right here, right?
All donated, yes, absolutely.
Another way to help here, Catherine, and this is cool. Folks, if you've been wondering, is there a Shaw cat bot? There is, in fact, and you can help out. Tell us a little bit about these cool ornaments with the cat bot on it.
Yeah, this is such a nice little way, easy way for people to help out. And so for $5, you can go into any of our retail stores and buy this, and 100% of the proceeds come back to the house here in Calgary. So
making a big difference.
Yes,
Catherine, keep up the good work.
Thank you so much.
Nice to have you here, VP of Operations, Catherine. Oh boy. And you can get those cat bot ornaments available at Shaw retail locations, at Chinook, all over the place, folks. It's just an easy way to help out, and they are very cool hanging on your tree.
They are very cool. You know, the Calgary Flames organization is a big part of Ronald McDonald House, with players often spending time here just hanging out with the kids. Coming up, we'll hear from them on what it is that makes this such a special experience.
A lot of people think Ronald McDonald House is for babies or young kids, but there's actually teenagers. They take kids up to 18 here. This is the teen room, which is set up for everything you would want to have: some fun rock band, a jukebox, whack-a-mole or whack-a-shark in this case. And then we have lucked in to replay action of Sean Monahan last night with a winning chance here to score a goal and lead the Flames to an amazing comeback against Dallas. He's fiddling, he's at a head fake. There we go. Sean and Lance Boma join us now. Sean Monahan and Lance are ambassadors with the Calgary Flames. And first of all, you guys, this is not your first time here. You've hung out at this fun area before, haven't you?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this is obviously it's a great cause. It's a great house, and me and Sean really enjoy coming here and spending time with the kids because it really puts a smile on our face.
It's a smile on their face. I'm sure you get asked a million things to do. What is it, Sean, for you that makes this really special?
I think it just gives you that feeling here that it just makes you feel good about yourself. Obviously, you come here and kids are struggling and stuff, and to take some time and spend some time with them and have fun and put a smile on their face, it's a good feeling.
Scoring a goal and 18,000 people cheering is pretty cool, but a little smile from a little kid who's been sick because they see their heroes has to be so neat.
Absolutely, yeah. They're all so positive, and it's pretty tough because they're going through a pretty tough time. So for them to be that positive, it really puts things in perspective.
Flames for a long time have put about $500,000 into Ronald McDonald charities. I mean, you guys give back when you can, don't you?
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, yeah. Like we said before, this is a great charity and it's a great cause. So it's always nice to come here and give back.
I hope to see you on the ice soon. Get back in here. We'll have a finish here, so we'll get another game going. But a couple of the Calgary Flames here representing the Flames who have been involved with Ronald McDonald House for a long time. And take a look at this. The teen room. Not bad.
That is a cool place to hang out with a couple of hockey players.
Well, to most, it would seem like a luxury, but to one deserving family, it has been life-altering.
It was like a big relief in our part that we can safely go up and down, and it was like a miracle.
An elevator has been installed into the Hitchcock family home thanks to Easter seals. Until now, their 6-year-old son never had full, easy access to the home. Caleb was born with a condition called polymicrogyria. He has multiple seizures which limit his physical and mental abilities.
We were so thankful to find out we were chosen, and the life-changing aspect will be in effect more and more every year because he's going to get bigger. He's going to need more space, and moving him around is going to be hard.
Can West Elevators donated the lift and the labor. Other materials and construction costs were offset by an annual fundraiser.
And as we say goodnight here from Ronald McDonald House, it's been our pleasure as the Christmas spirit is everywhere. And as we continue our On the Road series, send us your suggestions on where we should come out to in your community.
Wanted to come here for our December show because it's a home of love that's available to everybody, and hopefully we've been able to give you a glimpse of that. If you can find a way to support it, that would be great. It's super, super, super cool.
It is, and you can go online to find out how you can make a difference. It's been a phenomenal day.
Leave you with a little singing. Thanks for watching.
Good night, everyone.
See you at 11.
You better watch out. You better not cry.